Hey, Aries, and welcome to your reading for the month of November. I'm Madeleine, very excited to have you here. So, we're going to jump right in. We're going to pull some tarot cards to look at where you are in the story of your month. And we will close up your reading with a couple of cards from the Star Codes Astro Oracle deck to get a little more guidance from Spirit, a little more focus. So, Spirit, let's talk about it. What do you want to share with my Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Dominant people this month? What's the story for Aries? And how do you want to guide them for their highest good? How you doing coming off that eclipse, Aries? Any big revelations or completions around money? Around standing your ground, perhaps? Defending your values? Happen in your second house of money and values. Just curious. Share your eclipse stories and traumas in the comments. These were potent for me. I have a lot of Scorpio placements. Spirit has some extra things to say for Aries. Let's go. To their highest good, Spirit, what do you want to share with Aries? Yes. I'm hearing the phrase fruitful decisions. And it feels like part of the fruitful decision is kind of leaving something and potentially someone behind. But it looks like it's it definitely looks like it's for your own good. And don't let that scare you. I mean, wow, definitely don't let that scare you. Holy shit. Okay, beautiful reading, Aries. So please, if any of you got a little freaked out when I said that, bear with me. Whew. So, center of your reading, popping up right here, matter of fact, so you can see what I'm looking at. Justice. Making a really important choice, kind of the dominant theme of the month. What is in balance, what's out of balance, and what needs to be addressed in order to change that. It looks like it's in your hands. That's what I'm hearing with that Ace of Pentacles. It is in your hands. You know, Spirit is saying there are all kinds of seeds available all around you. You know, seeds of inspiration, seeds of doubt, seeds of this, seeds of that. It's all about which seeds you want to choose to pour your energy and investment into. You know what I mean? It's not an original observation that it's like, where do we pour our thoughts? And then, woo, surprise, we see those thoughts reflected in our external reality. Anxiety, and then we act a little funny because we're a little anxious, and then somebody reads our anxiety as like being a little cold or a little standoffish, when really it's like, no, I was anxious, but now the thing that I was worried about, which was that I'd be weird or awkward, is now materializing before me. You know what I'm talking about? Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Maybe some of y'all that have some air placements, some water placements. So, which seeds do you want to sow? Which seeds do you want to water? I feel like for some of you there, it just feels like you're cutting something or someone off. The Knight of Swords, and then connected to this Five of Cups. Here is something that I want to say. I never ever want to say, ever, that our emotions, or certainly our mourning period following emotions, is ever too long or too much. But I will say that when the Five of Cups shows up in a reading, it can indicate that perhaps we could be overly focused on the worst things, the hardest things, the thing that we've just lost. And in getting so caught up with this thing that we've lost, we can sometimes lose sight of what's left and what's available and what is good. And there is so much good showing up for you. I mean, you can see these cards. Even if you don't read tarot cards, we can see that the present sort of unfolds into this glorious future. We'll talk about that double, don't you worry. If something is out of balance and something or someone has to go, it is definitely sad. It is definitely something that we need to spend an amount of time releasing, mourning, expressing. And if you need to be told that it's okay for you to let it go, to cut your losses, to retreat and regroup, some of you may have already done this. That's the message that I'm getting, is some of you are like teetering on the edge of, do I need to go ahead and cut ties with this thing or this person? And some of you have just done it. And if you're wondering if it was a good decision, it looks to me like it was a very good decision. Standing on your own 2 feet is what I'm seeing. And it's important that you know, Aries, as such a courageous sign and a fiery dynamic sign, that feeling remorse or feeling nostalgia or sadness or even regret over a decision, even a right decision, is not a sign of weakness. You know, we can demonize doubt or uncertainty when it's like doubt and questioning is how we find certainty. So why would I castigate my doubt? You know what I'm talking about? And even my regret or my looking back or etc. is not a barometer for how right or wrong the decision was, and it's not a moral or courageous failing to miss someone or something, even if it was not great for you. That's just what I'm hearing. That's something y'all need to hear. Okay, looks like you're doing fucking great. 9 of Pentacles, where you find yourself productive, fulfilled. It feels like you've just brought something or are on the edge of bringing something to completion. Like you can see it right here in the real world. Look at what I've done. Look at my bank account, or look at this play that I just put on, or look at these set of photographs from the event that just happened, or whatever. It's like, look at this. This is amazing. Look at the money we raised. I'm hearing all these things. In the energy sitting around, representing what's around or available to you, 6 of Cups. I'm hearing a return of the magic. And then we have the Magician sitting in your future. I mean, we'll get there. A return of the magic and kind of a reunion. I see a reunion happening. Spirit jumps right in to be like, we're not talking about a reunion with the person or the thing that you had to clip out. Not if it was unhealthy for you. I mean, do it if you want to. The whole thing, your free will reigns supreme. You follow your intuition. These are just little guideposts, right? But what I'm hearing is that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about people who actually make you feel ebullient and full and bubbling over with magic. That's what they're talking about. You know, maybe for you, magic is inspiration or enthusiasm or whatever. This person really brings out the most, I'm hearing the word bubbly part of you. So when you feel like you're overflowing with something, this person brings that out and with you. And if they don't come to you, you come to them. That could be what Spirit is saying, is like, hey, this is in the air. If you want to, if there's been somebody that you're like, I really miss that person. We used to have such a great time, or blah, 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 reach out. So, wow. I'm going to jump to the key position. Queen of Wands. There's you. There's you. Queen of Fire. What do we need to say? Queen and King, nothing to do with gender or sex, everything to do with like the style with which you express yourself in the external world, right? How people see you, how you act. Queens are creators. Kings, I think of as kind of like conquerors. Again, male, female, whatever, run the gamut of gender. I'm talking about a king wants to rule something or demonstrate something. A queen is like, she is a leader in her own right. And also, her focus is not everybody being able to see what it is that she's doing so much as it is to embody what it is that she is and what she's creating and what she's doing. So, you are the medicine, is one of the phrases I'm hearing. You, and if you don't feel like it, you want to embody it. And if you don't feel healthy, that's where I would tell you, direct your attention to what it is in your life that maybe needs to get clipped away. It is Scorpio season. It's a good time for, you know, clipping away the weak or dying branches so that the rest of the plant can thrive. And all that lovely energy from the roots can be directed to the things that have so much potential to grow. If it doesn't have potential to grow, then it got to fucking go. Just what I'm hearing. And I feel like it's what you're doing. I really do. I don't feel like I need to belabor that point. Although perhaps, as I said, that Spirit directed my eyes right over to that Devil card sitting in the kind of hopes and fears / potential position. So, as I said, your free will is everything. You can decide to hear everything from this reading, go, that was total shit, I'm just going to throw that away or forget about it or whatever. And in perhaps looking away from things that are not as fun to think about, they can kind of catch us from behind. They can kind of tug on us from below. So if you're not acknowledging a truth about an unhealthy dynamic or person or institution in your life that perhaps you want to separate yourself from, you may find yourself experiencing, for example, like a tower moment where it's like, this is the knock on the door, or this is perhaps even the insistent pounding before spirit comes in with the fucking battering ram and says, you know, this isn't going to work for you. This isn't good for you. This isn't good for your soul. And I'm feeling you want a lot of what is good for your soul. I'm hearing how Aries got their groove back. Let me fully date myself, but for those sexy fellow geriatric millennials out there, perhaps my Gen Xers, how Aries got their groove back. Bringing things into balance, letting go things and behaviors even. This doesn't have to be about a person or a relationship. This can be like, you know what? I'm a little bit dependent on external validation or fucking alcohol or whatever. I need to let that go or I need to step away. If you know it, then trust yourself. The future. Growth, growth, growth. Three of Pentacles. I'm hearing collaboration, and I'm seeing another queen here, a queen of swords. Air and fire, swords and wands go quite nicely together. Air feeds the inspiration and the action of fire. So who do you know who's like a brilliant mind? It's like they're great with their words, they're great with their writing or the way that they speak, or they're, extremely strategic. This person can be an ally to you in helping you promote yourself or promote your gifts. I see you being fucking seen and loving it. Six of Wands, being celebrated, seen, appreciated, showing up with all of your fucking Queen of Wands self. If there is a project, if there's an idea, if there's a fucking meme set that you've been thinking about creating and showing around, this looks like a great month to show off. It also looks like a great month to kind of remix the elements of your life and see what you can come up with afresh and anew. You know, Spirit is saying about that Five of Cups. Sometimes it is just so in life that 5 cups is too many. And it never is fun when life comes and kicks over a cup or more of something that we wanted or that we thought was going to stay there. And maybe that was going to ruin your magical recipe. Maybe it was a little too wet. You know what I mean? Maybe you were making some energetic bread and that shit was not going to fluff out the way that you wanted to. It was going to be soggy and a mess. And so that had to go. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, that's totally fucking valid. Okay, Aries. Let's get a little bit of depth and a little bit of advice from Spirit. From the Star Codes Astro Oracle. Spirit. How do you want to put a button on this reading for Aries? What do you want them to know or become aware of or embody for their highest good? Hey, look at that. Hey, it's you. Act. Aries, act. And the other card. The climate. The climate is right for action. The climate is right for collaboration. The climate is right for change. Spirit is showing me wow, and Spirit, wow. I love talking to Spirit. Spirit just said this set of 3 of Pentacles is a triangle, which is the same as delta, the symbol delta, which is the same as change. Change is good. It is Scorpio season. Embrace change, and you don't have to do it alone. Matter of fact, there's somebody brilliant very near you, perhaps even like a sister, a partner, or someone who feels like a sibling, a partner, someone on your level, no doubt. Someone on your level. Reach out to that person. They can help you remix your shit and make some magic, Aries. Love to see it. How's that for you, Aries? What do you think? Let me know. Comments, questions, stories. I would love to hear them. And if you ever want a personal reading, you can do that on my website, or you can check out the description box below for all the things. Thanks for being here, Aries. I hope it is helpful, and I hope I will see you in next week's reading. Bye-bye.